Faith, integrity, sacrifice, leadership, and legacy. 5 principles that make up the FISLL brand, and something that I've been learning constantly as a FISLL ambassador. My name is Glenn, and I've been a FISLL ambassador for a little over 6 months now, and I'm here to talk to you about my legacy statement. So, what do I want my legacy to be? So, here's a few things that I thought about, and I'll discuss with you here in this video. I thought about my legacy being based on kindness, a legacy of me being a trailblazer, a go-getter, networking, being a promoter, and also being generous in being a promoter, being a well-traveled man, and overall having that legacy of being a loving person. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's go FISLL team. The first part of my legacy that I want to talk about is kindness. Now, when it comes to being kind, it's all about knowing that difference between nice and kind. But being nice is, it could be fleeting. Like, you would do things for people to expect something in return sometimes when you're being nice. But it all depends on the cases. But then for being kind is that it's about doing the right thing and not expecting a whole lot. And if something happens in return, then that's great. But for me, with my own legacy for being kindness, having that kindness and showing it, I know that there have been many times that it has been taken for granted, and I know that there have been times that I've been pleasantly surprised with how people have returned the favor and have appreciated the kindness I give. Something as simple as me helping somebody clean up their workstation after they've had a tough day and not expecting anything in return. And then on our example of me being kind is offering some people a ride to and from church or to and from school, and work. It's, you do things because in some cases it's the right thing to do. And also being kind can also be one of those things where, you do it even if especially when it's considered out of your way and doing something extra in order to benefit not just yourself, but others as well. All right, so the next part I want to talk about with my own legacy is that of being a trailblazer. So a little background about me. I am the first generation born and raised here in the United States to Filipino parents. And, our pathways to success, is very unique. Everybody has a different pathway. There isn't one right or wrong way to have success in life, whether it be success in career, success in relationships, success even just taking care of yourself, whether it's your own health, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because for me, being that trailblazer, there's that stereotype where everybody grows up, once they leave high school, they go and do college for 4 years, and then if they wanted to, they would pursue graduate school at the tender young age of 22 years old. But I know for myself that wasn't the case, and then I know that me being a trailblazer, it has taken me to many places that I never thought I would have gone, and I'm very thankful for those situations. Like, I thought honestly I would be staying in New York my whole life, which is where I grew up, but then my trailblazing ways and willingness to try new things has taken me to live in Portland, Oregon, also to Springfield, Massachusetts, and now currently here in Hartford, Connecticut. And I've been just relishing the idea and the fact that I am a trailblazer and I'm doing things that I know would benefit me and would give me a richer understanding of life and getting to learn different cultures of people and how they do things and how they go about their own path. The next 2 things I want to mention, I actually want to mash them up for my own legacy. And that's me being a go-getter and also somebody who loves and is passionate about networking. So a go-getter is somebody who will be relentless and will be somebody that will stop at nothing to reach their goals and get what they need and what they want. And then for me, the reason that I consider myself a go-getter is because I know that I've done everything I could, and I know there's also times that I haven't done everything I could to get what I want. But it's also, being a go-getter is knowing what you want and being able to do anything and everything at all to try to get what you want. And that doesn't always happen as quickly as I want, but I know that every good thing worth go getting for takes time. And a way that I've been able to be a go getter for most of my life, and especially through FISLL, is by networking. Networking and just trying to be intentional. So, what I mean by that is that when I network, it's not just for myself, but I know that there's been times that I've been to networking events and I think about what if I can make that connection for others, for my friends, for families, or even for people that I don't even know yet or have yet to meet. You know, I think about attending events, like even if it's outside of the industry that I work in, and thinking that, okay, this information may not help me personally, but what if it could help out somebody else get to whatever their goals are and help them become a go-getter. So that's why I mash, both go-getter and networking into part of my legacy. The next thing that I want to talk about is being a promoter and also being generous. So, being a promoter, what I mean by that is getting behind good causes, good people, and basically anything that I believe in and that I believe other people will believe in. Whether it's doing something as simple as, hey, go check out Bear's Barbecue here in Hartford, Connecticut, or you should try looking at giving Mr. Barry Woods' book, Reasons Why Youth Don't Give a Damn Anymore, a good look. Or even, hey, I know a really good podcast and YouTube series called Living Water by Mr. Alan Houston. You should check it out. Doing stuff like that because I love being a promoter of a brand, promoter of a cause. And I love being generous in those ways because, I believe in it and that I also believe that other people will believe in it. And then when they see me being a promoter, a pariah of these brands and these things, I get people excited and get more people to get together and actually get behind these ideas and help inspire and impact others in a good way. So being a promoter and also being generous in how I promote good causes, good people, good products, etc. I really cherish that, and that's part of my legacy as well. Something that is very big for me in my own legacy is traveling. So being a well-traveled man. The reason why I say that is because a lot of the experiences I've had in life, they wouldn't have happened if I didn't make that trip. Whether it was going a short distance from my home here in Hartford to my workplace here at Willis Towers Watson, or traveling across the world and seeing my ancestral home, the Philippines, or even going up north to our neighbors in Canada. Just the reason why I love travel so much is because I get to learn about what's life like and what do the people eat in different places. Where do the people go to have fun and to work? And then when I understand that, then I have a better understanding of how people go about their own everyday lives. But it also gives me a sense of, it makes me think about who am I, where am I going, how am I going to get there, and like whatever else that I need to do to make changes. Because the way that I would make changes in life, whether I'm here in Connecticut or somewhere else in this world, it's all dependent on the environment that I see. And then when you travel and you're exposed to different environments, you learn a lot. You learn about how to deal with certain situations and how to deal with certain people, how to fit in and blend in, but then also be your own self and your own person at the same time, and not letting anybody change that. So being somebody who's well traveled, it's really important to me for my own legacy as well. One last thing I also want to mention about my own legacy is that I want it to be based on love. Love. Because I think when it comes to love, whenever you love something or somebody, you do everything and anything to go after it. You'll give up anything that you thought you had loved in order to get what you loved. Because you have that passion, that drive. And I believe, when it comes to love, that's also very hard to find. And I know I'm still really relatively young and I'm looking for what do I really love? What do I really believe in? And I know I have a good idea of what I love and who I love and what I believe in. But I know that as we continue to go through life, like we're just going to be finding new ways to love and to love in the right way, where it's loving your work, loving people, loving your hobbies, etc. The legacy statement here that I put out at 27 years old, it's what I believe is happening now. But I know that my legacy will continue to evolve. But these are a few of the things that I wish it will be based on. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. Enjoy this process. You know, being part of FISLL has been my rock for my own development, whether I was a student at University of Hartford, but then also even here now working in the full time. And I hope that you enjoy it. Just want to give a special thank you to Mr. Woods, Mr. Houston, Mr. Carter, and everybody who made FISLL possible. This is my legacy statement. Have a good day. Bye-bye.